Hello, everyone. This is MMA Interesting Prospects podcast. Today, our guest is Jayden Martin, current BFL interim champion. Hello, Jayden. How are you?
I'm doing good, man. Thanks for having me.
Just a few weeks ago, you won, I think, that overall really big fight because you won a middleweight title in a really big regional promotion. But if we can start from this, because you had around a 2 years break between your previous fights and your championship fight, and if you can tell me what happened that you needed this kind of break.
Well, originally I was scheduled to fight for the middleweight belt a few years ago. Unfortunately, a few weeks beforehand, I had a pretty bad injury. I injured my knee and I dislocated my shoulder. And it was just I wasn't able to. I was in a sling for about 4 or 5 months. It was quite bad, and I'm still dealing with it, but it's just gotten a lot better, obviously, enough to compete again. After that, I was scheduled to fight again, and just health complications. I have the worst luck. I always tell people if there was a banana peel on the ground, I'm probably the one that's going to slip and bang my head. But healthy now, good. Camp was good. Got to finally get back in there and win that belt.
And were you a little bit like afraid about maybe like ring rust?
No, not necessarily. I've been in the gym for pretty much my whole life. I've been training since I was 10 years old. I've been coaching since I was probably 13 years old. And I just turned 32. So well, I've never had another job besides coaching martial arts, running a gym. So I'm here all the time. Although I'm not in the cage, it's that ring rust isn't something that really affects me too much.
And when I checked your record and like dig a little bit deeper in your career, I saw that you made your like amateur debut in 2012. So it was a long time ago.
Yeah, they say in this sport, in this game, longevity is key, right? So, not the most active person, but again, just with running a gym and injuries as the sport, you get in the sport. I haven't been as active as I'd like. I have a couple fights, something happens, and then I'm shelved for a year or 2 years. But hopefully, fingers crossed, no banana peels on the road. I'm healthy, getting there more active. Actually, I have a fight coming up in August, the end of August, to defend my belt. I don't know if I'm allowed to announce who it is yet, but it's somebody that I'm really looking forward to fighting.
And actually, in your last fight against Mauricio, it was great performance. You of course knocked your opponent out. You looked great. So I think that it would be like great if you can be a little bit more active, like at least from like a fans perspective, because fans definitely like this kind of style because you are not a boring guy who tried to hold the opponent next to the cage, but you are definitely going for the knockout. So I think that because of it and because of that your fights are quite quick, it would be great if we can see a little bit more.
Yeah, of course. And I don't get paid by the hour, so we go in there. If I can go in there, get the win, walk out with my check in under a round, which I've been doing quite often, then why not?
And definitely with this kind of performances, you should be at least like on the radar of the biggest promotions. And do you see yourself in the, of course, like probably UFC, it's the like obvious choice, but do you see this kind of like promotion in your plans in the next even like 1 year?
Yeah, hopefully, BFL is like a farm league for the UFC. We've had a lot of people that have gone to the Contender Series, Ultimate Fighter, gone short notice fights, got contracts. So they definitely have a good relationship with the organization. I just got to go out there, keep doing what I'm doing, and I'm already on the radar. I've had talks with my managers and with some people. It's just the inactivity, right? So as long as I can stay healthy, active, hopefully within a year, I get a call of some sort.
And also, when I checked your record, I saw quite of, I think, that interesting thing that in your second pro bout you fought against the fighter Chester Post, who got over 30 pro bouts. And of course, maybe his record wasn't great, but in the end, he was a kind of veteran with this amount of fights. And at that point, did you treat it like, okay, this is a guy that I need to win in the first round, or did you consider him that because of his experience, he may present like some challenges for like a younger fighter like you?
He definitely had the advantage and the experience, but I've never had a fight where I'm thinking, "Oh my gosh, I need to get this person out now," because if I get into the later rounds or if I it kind of plays into their game, I stick to my game and the camp and the game plan that we come up with, and we go out there and execute it. With his record as well, that's been kind of something, and this is no disrespect to him. He's had a lot of fights. He's been in the game a long time, but people have kind of looked at that and gone, "Oh, he's maybe looking for people on the tail end of his career, or maybe he's looking for people that have had more wear and tear in the cage." I've never turned anybody down. I know a lot of people say that, but it's the fact. Anytime the matchmakers have approached me or my coaches said we have a name, I've always said yes. It just happens that it's a little difficult to get fights locally, anyways, for me. So whoever it is that's agreeing to sign, I'll take it. But it has been a little bit difficult over the years to find people.
But even your last opponent, Barboza, he was like also a kind of prospect. He was a BFL amateur champion. So of course maybe the fighter who didn't have like a lot of experience, but in the end like who can be a dangerous fighter. And of course the result was great for you. So don't think that there should be like any like rumors about this kind of things.
Yeah, and I agree, and like I have a lot of respect for Mauricio, and what I've always said is his record does not show his skill. He's very good, and a lot of people are saying that I was the underdog on the betting lines. I was the underdog. Everybody was saying he was going to finish me in the first round. Then it kind of the tables turned in that sense, but yeah, the amateur champion. He's had 100% finish rate in his career, professional and amateur, and he's had a lot of fights that are not on record. I believe he's had a lot of kickboxing and Muay Thai experience back from in Brazil. So I didn't look at him and go, "Oh, he's 1-0. Not nothing to worry about." Everybody that is willing to get in there is dangerous, regardless of the record, experience, whatever it is. And I treat everybody like they're the most dangerous person on the planet.
And when you took your first amateur fight in 2012, how much of the time did you train like full MMA?
I was in my senior year of high school, so I believe I was 17 years old. That have been training for 7 years.
So you started where you when you were 10,
Yeah, for my 10th birthday, actually.
and then so at the beginning, because like for kids it's like more of the like karate, aikido, or maybe like a kind of wrestling, Brazilian jiu-jitsu. And when you started like MMA, how did you like it when you were such a young guy?
Well, actually, I never really had too much. I was a fan of it. Like I remember going to sleep watching Best of Pride Grand Prix, watching Ultimate Fighter, UFC with my dad. But I never really thought of doing it myself. I was more soccer, baseball, basketball, things like that. But I had epilepsy, so I would have seizures as a kid, and I was on medication, made me gain a lot of weight. And kids are kind of mean at that age, so my dad was saying, you know what? So you lose some weight, so you can focus on this extra aggression and anger that you are developing. I'm going to put you into martial arts because the thing with that is you'll be humbled. You'll grapple with a 110-pound person, and you think, well, I can bench press this, and then you get tapped out in 10 seconds. So there's no room for ego and any of that in martial arts. And I just started training, and 1 month turned to a year, turned to 5 years, turned to 10 years, and here I am 20 years later, right? So it was the best decision that I think I ever made, and I'm glad it happened.
So it's kind of crazy because in the end you have like 20 years of experience, not being like 50, but just 32. So definitely you have the experience and also the youth for this kind of time.
Yeah, youth, but again, doing it for so long, like it's martial arts years are like dog years, like your joints, your injuries, your head, everything. It adds up. But luckily, I'm not a fighter that gets hit too often, so my head is still good. I can remember my name when I'm talking to people. My body is beaten up, but again, these are like the badges that I wear. Like some people, they go and they win awards, they do this. My awards are the injuries, as silly as that sounds, that I've acquired doing what I love to do.
And about like the epilepsy, did you like overcome it so it's not a problem for you right now?
Yeah, I was lucky that it was, I remember exactly what it's called, but it's more just for younger people, and there's a chance that you can grow out of it. So training, they got me off the medication, and then eventually when I went like a few years afterwards, no signs of it. So good to go.
And right now, when you train in Lions MMA, do you have fighters maybe like you, maybe like 10 years younger, that they can be like UFC fighters, or you can see that like big potential in them?
Yeah, absolutely. We have a really active fight team here. Like on the BFL card, for example, I just fought on. Originally, I think we had five athletes competing on that card. I think it worked out to just four afterwards, but we have a very active team competing all over the city. There's definitely a lot of good up and comers. Rodrigo Senzonato, he was a finalist in the Ultimate Fighter. He's here all the time. One of my training partners, Ali Wasuk, as well, he should already be in there. To be honest, he's extremely talented. It's again just hard to get him fights as well, but he's one shot, one fight away from getting on the show for sure. Like I really believe in that, and yeah, there's a lot of people with potential. The sport is growing, so the people that have interest in the sport, right? There's more of them, and this is probably one of the busiest gyms in Vancouver. So
So probably your training, like sparring session against Rodrigo, is kind of crazy, like pay-per-view fights.
yeah, he's one of my favorite people. Yeah, I would say he's my favorite dance partner. So
And do you think about like when you're thinking about the UFC, do you have maybe like a name or few names in mind that you think that your style against their styles would be like super interesting, and it even can be like fight of the night kind of thing?
I don't want to put myself and say because I haven't done the work to be in the same kind of conversations as these guys, so to speak. But I have sparred with a lot of really high level guys, hard rounds down in Vegas that are my weight, ranked guys, and I was, you know, not surprised, but impressed with where I kind of stand there as far as stylistically. That would be fun. It sounds like ridiculous, but I would love to fight like Adesanya. Like his style is just so nice. I've watched him growing up, and I think it would match well. And obviously, I don't know if that will ever happen, right? But if I had a perfect world and a fantasy, I'd fight him.
And I think that you had like picture with Sean Strickland, so the so it's his story is also a kind of like super even kind of inspiring one, because at one point he was like a really good fighter, but maybe not championship fighter, and he defeated like Israel Adesanya, then Khamzat Chimaev. So probably this kind of stories also can be like inspiring for the from like a fighter's perspective.
Yeah, absolutely. And I spent some time down at Extreme Couture in Vegas training with Sean and training with some of the guys down there. And it's cool again to see these guys that I've watched fight on TV not only be in the same room, but sparring with them, training with them, learning from them, right? So it definitely is inspiring, and it's like to see that it is achievable. Again, I just don't want to put any disrespect on anybody by saying like putting myself in that conversation because I'm not there quite yet, but one fight at a time, that's where I'm looking to be eventually.
And of course, you are like a great striker. You have a really good like striking techniques. But do you have maybe like your favorite knockout from like history of MMA, or the one that you would like to win your fight by? So maybe some kind of crazy elbow, crazy knee, something like this.
Um, all of my most of my fights are more they showcase my striking, but I actually my first love was jujitsu when I was doing MMA. I used to remember when I was younger, I would like, oh coach, I can't strike today. I hurt my wrist, but I can grapple, right? I would make excuses because I love grappling so much. So one, hopefully I get to showcase more of my grappling and wrestling in the future. As far as finishes, I've always loved. I've had dreams when I was younger. BJ Penn and Kenny Florian when he has the triangle choke and he's just throwing those elbows and just the blood afterwards. I've always wanted to finish a fight from there, so hopefully that's in the cards.
But actually, it's probably good thing that many people like consider you like especially a striker because you can surprise them with some like of course like takedowns, then your grappling game. But it's probably good to have this kind of like tricky style that you have this plan B, and then you can use it when nobody really expect that.
Yeah, exactly. If you can get past my striking and get me to the ground and get me to a wrestling grappling exchange, then we deal with that. But you got to get past my speed, my power, my angles, and of all my strikes first.
And outside of the fight game, even now when you are not in the training camp, do you have any like other hobbies or passions not related with overall combat sports?
Honestly, there's not enough hours in the day. Like today, without going over my whole schedule, I dropped my son off at school and I've been at the gym since 9:30, coaching, training. I have to go train another client and then come back, teach classes, and then train myself. So I would be pretty much a 12-hour day of just being in the gym. Um, yeah, there's not really much time for anything else, unfortunately.
And in a few years, so when you will retire, would you consider this kind of thing that you are like full-time coach and you are coaching like pro fighters, so maybe on even on the highest level?
I don't think I'll ever give this up. Like, even if I'm not fighting, I think I still need to be a part of the fight game in some way, whether it's coaching, being a training partner, whatever it is. It's all I know and it's what I love doing. And, once my time is kind of passed, like even with some of the younger guys that are here, 20, 21 years old, sometimes I find myself just at home thinking of different combinations or different things that they can do to kind of up their game. So I don't think I can turn that switch off. I would love to be a coach for the younger fighters coming up when that time comes.
Yes, and probably with your experience, like the gym experience, the like pro fighting experience, this kind of things are really important because you probably in few years can be like the mentor for the younger fighters.
Mhm. Yeah, that's right. It's again, it's all I know. So if I spent all this time doing this and I wasn't good at it, I should probably think of switching careers.
Okay, Jayden, so many thanks for the time and for conversation. Uh, I'm not sure who you will be fighting, but I know that you will be definitely looking for the finish, and I will definitely tune in for the fight.
Amazing. And yeah, thanks for reaching out. Thanks for taking the time. And yeah, hopefully we get another highlight August 27th.